So the second part of English translation, morning class today, 18th May, because the kata on Vanamadura was not broadcast in full, so it was in another Facebook. So now we have the video, so I'll translate second part of the English of the class. So tat padartha and tvam padartha. One thing is tat padartha and tvam padartha. Tat padartha is God. Tvam padartha the soul. Tvam padartha is the jiva. The qualities of tat padartha of God reflect also in the jiva. Automatically reflect in the jiva. So he setaketu. You are that. Means the qualities of Bhagavan also you have. But it means you are not Bhagavan. You belong to him. Hey Sutaketu, you are that. Means the qualities of Bhagavan also you have. So the jiva actually has no relationship with any material things. Because the jiva is conscious and the jar, the inert matter, is inert. The conditioned soul, mind and body is material. Our mind is material. Our material body. So we are entangled in these material things by lust, anger. This lust, anger, they transform our body and mind. Suppose somebody has call you some names. So what happened? Your mind will transform. Means if somebody swears you, you'll be angry because this affects your mind. So these material things affect your material mind and body. Then you think, why this person has insulted me? Why? But actually, the soul has no vikara. Like the soul will not be angry, will not be affected by all these things. Also, like the heat, the cold, they affect who? The body. So, like when you're feeling cold, hot, who is feeling cold or hot? Not the soul. Actually, the soul is beyond all these material things. Cannot be touched by them. In the Gita, Bhagavan says this. The soul is... Even the soul cannot be wet by the water. Because water is material. So this example is given. So like our body is material body. So our material body, like mind, also they are affected by material things. Like they affect in the body. Suppose the fire will melt the iron. Because the fire is material and the iron is also material. So by the heat of the fire, even the iron melts. But, okay, the fire is material, but the fire cannot affect, not burn the soul. Because the soul is spiritual. This is what I'm saying. So the Gita shloka, I mean the shlokas of the Gita and the Puranas explain. This is the example. So the material cannot touch spiritual things and spiritual cannot touch material. But because we are thinking we are the body, then we are suffering these sufferings and like this. But actually, the soul is beyond these material sufferings. The soul is beyond all that. Okay, so now you're suffering. Who is suffering actually? Your body and mind. Body and mind are material. That's why the material things come and affect us. Like suppose somebody insults you, you become angry. Somebody beats you, you suffer. You feel pain. So who is suffering? The body and the mind. But actually the soul is different from these two. So when the jiva realize the spiritual things, then the material things cannot affect the person anymore. And this is called taruri basashnata. Be tolerable as like a tree. And in this way we establish the tatomasi. You belong, you are that. You are that. Means you belong to him, you belong to Brahma. You're spiritual. And so what is the third part of Shikshastakam? So first, Nanda Pisunich, being more humble than a blade of grass. Second, Tarori Basajnuta, tolerant as a tree. Third, Amana Manadana, like to give honor to others. When will you be able to offer honor and respect to others? When you don't want honor and respect for yourself, then you can give to others. You can give honor to others when you don't want honor for yourself. Suppose I don't want to sit on this high asan, high seat in this throne. Oh no, somebody who is higher, more elevated than me should sit on this higher platform. So you think I'm inferior to them. So you have this mood. A person who is more eligible than me, then he'll sit. Like in the Ramayana, we see that Dasarath Maharaj humbly he told, "Oh, and now I'm old, so now I'm near to my death. I'm so in the end of life we should worship Lord." And who is qualified so much? Ramachandra. Dasarath Maharaj. So Dasarath Maharaj told Vasishta Maharaj, his guru, "Oh, Rama is qualified in everything, in all matters. So the father will be happy if the son is qualified." So the father gives all the duties and responsibilities to his qualified son, and this father will be so relieved, so happy. So Dasarath Maharaj was old. So in the old age, we should worship Lord. And my son is qualified. And you know, the Shastra explained you should give the things to those who are qualified. If you don't, if you give the things to those who are not qualified, then the fruit will be opposite, like it will not be good. The person will misuse that. That's why the Dasarath Maharaj he was saying, Gurudev, I have these modes, I'm thinking that Ram, he's qualified, and also all the subjects of the kingdom, they they have so much faith and also love for Ram. So my duty is to establish Ram as a king and give all the responsibilities of the kingdom to him. He should be sitting in the throne and he should wear the crown of the king. Like he should be the king. Because, because he's qualified to protect and nourish the people, to take care of them. Listening to this, Vasishtha, what did he say? Vasishtha, the guru. Guru Vasishtha, what did he say? He said, yes, this is proper. Do it quickly then. If you thought of something auspicious, you should do it quickly. But if you do think about something inauspicious you must do, then you put it off. Like you postpone it, you know? If you need to do something inauspicious, then you postpone it. Suppose you need to kill someone, then this is inauspicious route, right? So you should postpone it. Okay, tomorrow. Because maybe by the laws of the nature, the person will die by himself, like on his own. And if you kill, then you'll be blamed. But if he dies by himself, then you'll be not blamed. Like maybe the person died from corona or something, then no problem. Nowadays, coronavirus is going on, isn't it? So, but if you killed some enemy with a gun, you'll be arrested. But if that same person died from coronavirus, then you're saved from being arrested. So two things happened: enemy died, and also you were protected from the blame of killing him. Now corona is killing everyone, isn't it? So your enemy will die on his own, and you're not to blame. That's why Shastra explains. If something is good and you must do it, you should do it quickly. But if something is inauspicious and you must do it, then you should put it off. Tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow. Like you a lot. So Vasishtha Maharaj, Gurudev Vasishtha, he told, hey Dasarath, do it quickly then. Then Dasarath Maharaj told Gurudev, sorry. Okay, tell me, Gurudev, which day is auspicious for me to do that? To give the throne to my son. Then Dasarath Vasishtha told, tomorrow. He saw the Panjika, like the calendar, and he saw the constellations, and he told, tomorrow you must do it. Tomorrow you have to do it. Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow. But how can we prepare it so quickly? No, maybe some another day in the future. After 4 days, 6 days, or 6 months. No, do it tomorrow. How possible? We didn't even invite anyone. We haven't invited anyone yet. Like suppose you must do a marriage ceremony. You have to prepare. You have to start preparing 6 months before. Have to call all the friends, all the guests. Have to prepare all the wedding. Have to rent the wedding place ceremony. Now coronavirus, all the guests, like all the wedding places, they're empty, like they're not booked. But before, you have to book in advance, a hall for your wedding. Like, so Vasishtha told, no, if you don't do tomorrow, then it will take a long time until the auspicious moment come again for you to do that. Then Maharaj Dasarath was thinking, oh, my 2 sons are not even in the house. Because Bharata and Shatrugna at that moment, they had gone to Nanihal, so they were not in the Ajodhya. Imagine a great party in the family. How can you do this party without two of your sons? So he was also worrying about this. But Guru was saying, no, tomorrow you must do this ceremony. Ramayana is showing this. So what to do? He also had to follow the orders of his guru. So he came to the the assembly hall, and he told everyone in front of everyone. In Ramayana explains so beautifully this moment. Dasarath Maharaj told, tomorrow I will establish Ram as the king, and all the ministers, they accepted when he told that. But you see what happened? The Kal chakra, like the time, didn't allow. You know what happened? So, so Bharata would be the king, and Rama had to go out of the kingdom for 14 years. You see how everything changed. So Ramchandra had to stay 14 years in the forest. So what happened to Ayodhya? Everybody was so happy. They were celebrating this great festival, of Ram becoming the king. But the Kal chakra, like the time, changed everything. Okay, so we are discussing. So Dasarath Maharaj, he used to give so much honor and respect to Ramchandra. And Ramachandra also gave so much honor and respect to his father. Ramayana explained like this. Lakshman become angry sometimes, but Ramchandra, he would never be angry with his father. Even if somebody speaks anything against his father, he would just chastise that person so much. Like Lakshman told something against his father, and when Ramchandra heard this, Ramachandra, he chastised so much Lakshman. He told, "You're not qualified to be my brother." So everything came from Brahma. So everything came from Brahma. So when the human beings, they take birth, that's why they are called manav, like human beings. But if you're born from animal species, you're a pashu, an animal. Sometimes the opposite. Maybe you were born as a deer. Who? That Rishi who was born as a deer. He was born from a deer. You see, the Gokarna and Dudukari also. Gokarna was born sometimes opposite. He was born from a cow, but he was a human being. Gokarna. But what is the general? If you're born from a human being, you were a manav, a human being. So we were born as a human being, so we are manav, the mankind. Manu and Satarupa, the first human beings. So animals, cows, different. So When you don't want respect for yourself, then you see God everywhere. So this is the Mahabhagavata. Everything is in Lord, and what is the Mahabhagavatas? Mahabhagavatas, they see that everything is in Lord. Lord. Everything is in Bhagavan, and we are also in Bhagavan. What is the symptom of a Mahabhagavat? The Uttam Bhagavat is like this. He says that all the jivas are in Bhagavan, in God, and also that Bhagavan is also present in all the jivas, as you know, Paramatma, Super Soul, and all the jivas they serve Bhagavan. The Uttam Bhagavata, he says that all the jivas they serve the Lord according to their rasa. Like Narada is Uttam Bhagavat. Even Narada says that Kamsa is also serving the Lord. How? You can serve the Lord like even being against him. Suppose if Kamsa would not be against Krishna, then we will not be able to listen to the Bhagavad Katha. Isn't it? Bhagavan will not even appear. Kamsa serves the Lord being against him. So the demons, they serve the Lord being against him. But who sees in this way? The Uttam Bhagavata can have this kind of vision. If you really think about it, yes. Suppose it's raining. No, sorry, not raining. Suppose, sorry. There's an area of voice, and the area of voice, and Devaki Vasudeva, they were being taken by Kamsa after the wedding. And this area of voice told, "Oh, foolish Kamsa, you were taking your dear sister, but actually from her womb, her eighth womb, it will come. Sorry, in her eighth womb, Bhagavan will come, and he will kill you." So one day this area of voice came, and because of that, Kamsa he told, "Where there is no bamboo, there will be no flute. So better I kill my sister. I'll kill Devaki, because that otherwise this area of voice, I'll prove this area of voice wrong. Then I won't be killed." So the Bhagavad Gita starts from here, from this area of voice. In the 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, it starts exactly in this point of history. So even Kamsa, he serves the Lord being against him, in opposition. So the demons, they serve in being opposite, being against. But the devotees, they serve in a favorable way. Anukulas, like favorable. The devotees, they serve to Lord in a favorable way, not unfavorable. But according to Rasa Vichar, sometimes we see that they serve in the also unfavorable, but this is another thing. Continuing. In Gita explains, the Uttam Bhagavatam doesn't say anything material. The Uttam Bhagavat, he says, how all the jivas, they are serving the Lord. Some they are serving in Sakya Bhava, another in Madhurya Bhava, Vatsalya Bhava. Narada Rishi also serves too. So Narada Rishi also serves. He came to Vrindavan. So Narada Rishi also serves. Like he came to Kamsa and told Kamsa, when will you kill Bhagavan? He was telling to, when will you kill Krishna and Balaram? Bring them to Mathura somehow. And on the other hand, he also went to Vrindavan and encouraged to Krishna Balaram, saying, you don't think Devaki and Vasudeva, they are your parents? So how Narada Rishi is doing these leelas? He's telling to Kamsa, when will you kill Krishna? He's telling to Kamsa. He's your enemy. But on the other hand, Narada Rishi came to Krishna Balaram saying, when will you kill Kamsa? He was, oh, he's giving so much problem to your parents. So you know these leelas are like this. He's arranging the leelas. So Amani Manadena, when you'll be able to give respect to others and don't wait for respect for yourself, when you see this everywhere, like Lord is everywhere. And everybody is serving to Lord. When you don't have the Jara Darshan, the material vision, but the Brahma Darshan, then you can really give respect to others. So the fourth part of the Shloka Trinad Sunichena. Kirtanya Sadahari. Always chant holy names. So this is correlated with the Pragyana Brahma, the fourth mahavakya of Sankaracarya. Pragyana Brahma means knowledge is Brahma. So Aprakrita Prema Bhakti is Jnana, means the Aprakrita Prema Bhakti is Jnana Swarup. This transcendental Prema Bhakti is knowledge itself. Like gopis, they asked to Uddhava, Uddhava, where have you come from? Uddhava told, from Mathura. Okay, tell the name of your Lord. Who told you to come? Who ordered you to come? Tell me the name of your Lord. Then Uddhava told, oh, who told me it was Parabrahma Krishna. Then the gopis, they asked. Vishwanath Chakravarti explains in the commentary. Okay, tell me. Tell us. Your Prabhu is Brahma. Okay, gopis asked that question. Brahma means Brihad, like great. So your Lord Brahma, your Lord who is Brahma, who is God, he's great, Krishna. Tell me, who is your Lord, Shushka Brahma or Rasik Brahma? Means dry God or like Rasik? So who is your Lord, Shushka Brahma or Rasik Brahma? Shushka means dry, Brahma means God. Rasik Brahma, Rasa means wet also. Like with flavor and wet, but also this rasa like with this transcendental mellows like this, because actually it's like something like wet. So Suska Brahma, dry Brahma, or this Rasik Brahma, this Brahma full of mellows. Listening to the question of the gopis, Uddhava was like, he couldn't understand. What? Two Brahmas? I only know one Brahma. Brahma is not two. Like, Brahma is not two Brahma. There's no two Brahmas, only one. But the gopis, they asked to Uddhav, from which Brahma have you come from? Shushka, like nothing is there. Like a dry piece of wood. Like sometimes we speak, oh, this person is just like a dry wood. Like when somebody is very thin, like very thin. Generally, we speak in this sense, like, oh, the person is so dry like a wood. Because the person is very thin and like subnutrition, like not well fed, like this. So Gopi asked this to Krishna, to Uddhav, sorry, and Uddhav told, oh, what are you talking about? There's only one Brahma, not a second, without any second. Shastra explains. But Gopis were asking about two Brahmas. From which Brahma you came? Like, who did you meet before coming? Shushka Brahma, this dry Brahma, or Rasik Brahma, this Brahma with mellows? So now Uddhava was thinking, what to speak of answering to this question? Uddhava had never before heard such kind of question. So suppose you sit on the examination hall and your exam comes, but imagine some questions in your exam that you even never before imagine these kind of questions. How can you answer to them? This is true or not? So any exam you're sitting to give, like those who study, they must be ready. So what should be in the exam is something that it was in the list of the topics that would be in the exam, not something outside these topics. So Uddhava is thinking like this. For a long time I was thinking there was only one Brahma. So Gopi is asking, from which Brahma did you come? Two Brahmas. Yes, Suchanda did. Yes. The dry one, the Shushka Brahma, and the juicy one, juicy Brahma, Rasik Brahma, with the mellows. Which Brahma did you come from? From which Brahma? So Uddhava could not even give an answer. And the gopis, then they had to explain to him, what is Rasik Brahma, this juicy or Brahma with mellows? And what is this dry Brahma? So Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, he explained in the commentary very nicely about this. Okay. So Pragyana Brahma. What is Gyan? Gyan is Brahma, knowledge is Brahma. But what happens with the knowledge? Slowly, the knowledge becomes Bhav. The Gyan transforms into Bhav. What is Gyan? The Gyan manifests into Bhav. And this Bhav comes and manifests as the Prema. So here the speciality of Vedanta Darshan is here. So the philosophy of Vedanta has 4 chapters. One. So the last chapter name is Phaladhai. Phaladhai. Another is Samanadhai. Adhai means chapter. Other chapters also there. What are the others? There are 4 chapters in the study of Vedanta. Samana Adhai. Phaladhai. Phala means fruits. Samanjasa. So the names are like this. The names are given each chapter. So there are some rules. What? When to study the Vedanta, there are some rules. So first is Upasamhar Upakram. Sorry, I don't know exactly what is the meanings of this. Upasamhar Upakram. So in this Phaladhai, in this last chapter of Vedanta, it explains about Pragyana Brahma, knowledge is Brahma, and this one relates to Kirtaniya Sadahari. Always chant holy names. Means by nama-sankirtana, you'll be able to realize the transcendental Brahma. What have I told? Only by nama-sankirtana you'll be able to realize the transcendental God, transcendental Brahma, not by any other means. So by Bhagavad nama-sankirtana, we'll be able to realize. You cannot realize only by knowledge or being knowledgeable or having knowledge or something. You can 1,000 times read the Vedanta, but if you haven't chanted the holy names, you cannot get realization. You'll have only knowledge again. That's why Mahaprabhu, what did Mahaprabhu teach? How to chant holy names, chant without offense, and then you'll attain to Krishna Prem. Give up the offenses and chant holy names. In this way, we'll achieve realization. Actually, if you study Shastra without chanting, you cannot get the fruits. So we see the glory of nama-sankirtana in Kali Yuga. Whatever you do, if you do archan, worship, but if you don't chant holy names, you'll not get the fruit of archan. If you're doing fire sacrifice, if you haven't chanted the holy names, you also cannot get the fruit of the havan, the fire sacrifice. Whatever you do, if you study the Shastra, if you're reading the Gita, so when you read the book, for example, in the beginning, you chant holy names, in the middle, also in the end. Whatever you do, if you do archan, but if you don't chant holy names, you cannot get the fruits. Understand? Whatever you do, fire sacrifice, austerities, you have to chant holy names. So by chanting holy names, you can realize God. You can achieve realization. And also sadhu-sanga and nama-sankirtana. So if you chant holy names alone, also you cannot get the whole fruit. You are chanting alone holy names 3 lakhs. So you're in a house alone with your door shut and chanting holy names 3 lakhs? No, not possible. Haridas Thakur used to chant 3 lakhs, but he used to do sadhu-sanga or not? Yes, he used to do. Sadhu-sanga with whom? With Rup Sanatan. So he used to chant 3 lakh Harinam, like 300,000 holy names. But when Haridas Thakur, Rup Sanatan used to come to his kutir, his kahats, and they used to discuss Harikatha together. This is a speciality. Some people say, oh no, I'll just sit alone and chant holy names on my own, 3 lakh Harinam, like 300,000. Not possible. So we can see in the life of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, he did the association, he had the association of Mahaprabhu. He had so much association of Mahaprabhu. That's why Mahaprabhu, he made him nama-acharya, the acharya of holy names. No one else got this. Like Namacharya Haridas Thakur, only he got this title. Only he got this kind of stamp. So, how to chant holy names? In sadhu-sanga. Then nama-sankirtana in sadhu-sanga. Whatever you do should be in sadhu-sanga. So if you listen, Harikatha should be in sadhu-sanga. If you kirtan, chant holy names in sadhu-sanga. So all the limbs of bhakti have to do in sadhu-sanga. So only by sadhu-sanga you can chant and chanting holy names you can attain to bhakti. So there's no difference between Lord and His holy names. It's the transcendental Brahma. So Bhagavatam is it's a not imitation. How to say? It's pure, spotless. Pure. So the ripened fruit of the desire tree of the Vedas. The fruit of this desire tree of the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. So there's no difference between God and His Kirtan. Both are transcendental embodiment of Brahma, embodiment of this rasa Brahma. So Bhagavatam explains. Later we'll speak more Harikatha. Very beautiful. Now it's already 7:45. They gave such a beautiful commentary. We've read only half of it. There's still other half. So Vedanta Sutra explains Anadviti Shabda. So we should continuously endeavor for Brahma. Caitanya Sadahari. Sada means nirantar, always, non-stop. We should, without any obstacle, non-stop. So it means the holy names, like whatever you do for Lord, you should do always, without any interruption. Just like if you pour the honey will drop continuously in a flow. So in the same way, like suppose if you light a ghee wick, you know, you have to the cotton should be together with the oil. Then it will consume the oil and it will continue burning. You know, have you seen this? You put some thread, but if you stop this cotton touching the oil, then it will extinguish the fire. The fire will be extinguished. So the same way also chanting holy names incessantly. So you see the ghee wick burning, but actually the ghee wick is taking that fire from that oil, you know, which because it's connected to the oil, so that's why it continues burning. So like continuously, in the same way, chant holy names continuously, like this incessant flow of the honey when you pour the honey. How Mahaprabhu explained so beautifully the philosophy of Shankara. So this inner mood of Shankaracharya, it was manifested. Externally, it looked like he was preaching Mayavad philosophy and deluding the demons. But actually, the Shuddha Bhaktas, they see what he really wants to say.